Alright guys, my name is Fanes, and today I have two really good PvP matches to show you. One of them is going to be on the Master Reaver account. That one is the one that I use for the gameplay. I was actually trying to get gameplay for the Groudon movesets video. That went up on Wednesday, excuse me, jeez. I am kind of coming off of a cold, so my voice sounds a little stuffy. That is going to be the reason. But I do want to say the 50 subscribers special thing, that's it. Okay, I plan on uploading that Monday, which it did upload Monday, but I uploaded it a week after I hit 50 subs, and I'm at that point. By the time that it went up, I think I was at like 66 or 67 subs. So I mean, oh shoot. So you guys killed it. Thank you for the support lately. It's been going extremely great. But I did just want to throw that out there. For 100 subs, I'm going to be doing a live stream if I can. That's what my goal is going to be. It might be a little late, but that's what my plans are. I'm going to have to figure out how to do it and everything first, but that is going to be what I plan to do. So let's jump into these PvP matches. So I guess the first one that we should look at is going to be this one. It is, I guess this is going to be basically just showcasing, is probably what the title is going to be, like some like kind of somehow like countering same type weather changers kind of thing. So if that makes sense. Jeez. So I knew that he was going to go for the earthquake there, so I swapped in the Zapdos, then I swapped back to the Groudon, and then swapped to the Dragonite, because then that got rid of the sunlight, right? So then I'm like, okay, this is good. Now that the sun is gone, I can either A, go for some outrages, or B, go to the Blastoise. But I didn't want to swap in anything, or I didn't want Blastoise to like take a hit or anything, so I just had the Dragonite do some outrages, see what he could do, but the Stone Edge ends up connecting this time and taking me out. So here is where I go for the Blastoise. I'm like, okay, let's see what I can do with this thing. He goes into the Kyogre. Because it's in the rain, the Surf is going to get boosted. Plus, it was a critical hit, which was really, really nice to have. And then he also has Mystic Water. I didn't even notice that when I was battling with it. So he goes for the Thunder. I predicted it, swapped into the Zapdos, and get that buff. So here I was like, I don't really know what I'm gonna do here. The moveset that he has on his Zapdos is Charge, Thunderbolt, Air Cutter, and Signal Beam. So I really had literally nothing to do against this Groudon. I was just going for Signal Beams to try to counter it, or to confuse it, I mean, because that was the best I could do in terms of the Zapdos. But if you don't know, geez, I just stuttered like a bunch with it. It's if you don't know, Charge, what it does is it boosts the power of any electric type move that you use the next round, and it also gives you a special defense boost, which is really cool actually. It's a really interesting move. I kind of like it, but unfortunately he doesn't have Sturdy on his Metagross. I think he's just waiting for the what's it called, the Tough Claws ability when he goes for the Mega. But there, as you could see, I did the Groudon, swapped into the Metagross. It got rid of his Sunlight. Then I was able to hit him with that 4 times super effective Hydro Pump. I did that because I thought he was going to swap into the Kyogre again, and I was like, well, I might as well just go for a really strong move. But I ended up taking out the Groudon, which is really cool. So here I'm like, he's probably going to swap out, but he doesn't swap out. He goes for the Ice Beam, and it really does nothing. So I was like, well, this is perfect. Now I can probably go for a sweep with the Groudon, see how it goes. He ended up swapping which I got a second Swords Dance up, and then at this point I was like, yeah, there's no way that I'm not going to win this, because 4 Swords Dances plus being faster than the Kyogre meant that I was gonna win no matter what. The Deoxys was like, all right, this is the only thing that might have a chance of taking me out. If for some reason it had like a what's it called move, what am I trying to say? A water move, but it didn't. I don't think I've ever seen Deoxys run a water type move. So that was the sweep there, or I don't think it was a sweep, but that was the insane Groudon battle. That is basically how you're really gonna only be able to counter Groudon's ability if you don't have like a Kyogre or a Rayquaza, which is probably what most people don't have. If you do have a Groudon though, as well, that's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to get rid of their ability so you can hit them with a 4-time super effective move. So that's basically the most advice that I can give you on that part. But here we go. This one is going to be one of mine. So we got 3 battles against all these mega teams, which is kind of crazy. So, but we're going to go all the way down, if I can find it, this one, I believe. Yes, sir, this is it. So this person has a purple Mega Palkia. I think it's only purple, right? Yeah, it's only purple, but boy, was that intimidating. I was like, there's no way I'm keeping this in. He actually didn't have Ice Beam, which I was like, I mean, maybe I can use that to my advantage. Of course, he's going to have the Nerve ability, because Pressure's basically useless with the Palkia, honestly. I was not sure if he had Toxic or not, but he kept going for that Spatial Rend. I was just like, I might as well just go for some big damage on this thing. I did kind of want it to swap out as well, so I went with that against that Tyranitar. I was like, alright, Tyranitar, I might have an opportunity to start setting up here. But he also swapped when I swapped as well. So I was like, yeah, I can't stay into this thing. So I just sacrificed my Giratina there because I knew that he really couldn't do anything to help me out there. So I should have, or did I? Yeah, I think, yeah, I went for the Outrage there. I probably should have recognized that he had a Metagross and went for the Fire Punch. Wait. I think, oh yeah. I knew immediately after I did that that Outrage. I was like, shoot, he's gonna swap into Metagross, because I knew that he was trying to protect that thing. I think I was like making myself a bagel or something, or no, because that wouldn't make sense. Because I don't know, I was making some kind of food. I was in the kitchen. That's all I know. Okay. So I just go for a Thunderbolt to take it out, and unfortunately it misses. But I did burn his berry, so. I guess it kind of made up for it, make him waste a berry when this match is over. But here he goes for his Zapdos. I'm currently down 3-6, which is really unfortunate. But I go for the Toxic. He goes for a Light Screen. I was like, alright, he could go for the Metagross right here. So I go for the Heat Wave, but unfortunately he stays in. So I got the crit there, so I wasn't sure if a Heat Wave would knock him out there. But I just go for a Roost here, I believe. Yeah. So he probably thought that I was going to go for the Toxic, and he swapped to the Metagross there. And I just went for the Roost. But I go for the Heat Wave just to get some more damage on that thing and possibly lengthen that Light Screen as well. And I just let my whatever it's called get taken out. I was thinking about doing Substitute here, but I was like, there's no real point because the Light Screen's gone and I don't really have any more special attackers to use. So I had one Hone Claws up. I was happy with getting that on the swap in, and I was like, all right, do I want to stay in here or not? I have a feeling that he's going to have Toxic. I don't think he actually had Ice Beam either, if I'm correct. But I was like, all right, I'll just set up a Substitute, and I think I went for a Dragon Rush here. Or no, I go for the home claws. Okay, that makes sense. Here I go for the Dragon Rush though. I knew that if I wanted to take the rest of his team out, I would need to get as many boosts as possible. So I take that out, and I'm like, all right, here is the big deal. All right, I need to take this thing out. He takes out my whatever it's called. He doesn't want to miss with that Spatial Rend, and he actually lives. And I was like, no, I'm gonna get taken out. But somehow I live. If you didn't know, Spatial Rend has a high crit ratio, which means that there was a really big chance that I could have died right there from a crit, and I ended up living. But if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure this is a Garchomp sweep, but he ended up leaving because I took out his only 2 megas with that Garchomp at the end. But oh my gosh, I got pretty lucky there. So, if you did enjoy, please slap that like button. Again, thank you so much for the support lately. It's been greatly appreciated. But if you are new, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It'd also be greatly appreciated. But other than that, my name is Fans on behalf of Master Guild, Server 39, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.